NPL Victoria football returns to Summer Street for Melbourne Knights' first home game of the season, here to kick off round 2, and they host Port Melbourne. My name is Adam Sarikoglu, pleased to be bringing you all of the coverage here this evening on YouTube. And for Port Melbourne, well, it's the scene of the crime. Melbourne Knights ended Port Melbourne's season here in the first week of the finals last season. Neither team scored last week, hoping to change that this evening. Our starting lineups, firstly for the hosting Melbourne Knights, Chris Oldfield in goal, and at the back we've got Ben Carrigan, Corey Saul, Tommy Wernzel and Noe Van Franjic this evening for Melbourne Knights after going down against South Melbourne last weekend in the opening game of the season. Anthony Dazelle, Mitch Hall, Steve White and Jan Albano in midfield, and Kieran Bramwell and Tommy Semi up front for Melbourne Knights. A bit more of an attacking lineup for Port Melbourne this evening. Atilia Shalamanov Trenkova in goal, the youngster, and then Aman Hom, Karmas and Christian Bombachi at the back for Port Melbourne. Daniel Edwards, Charlie Leach and McCurr all getting nods to start this evening. Owen Stokes, Alex Baker, Jackson Courtney Perkins, Fraser Dunlop and Emmanuel Peters. A lot of attacking options up the sleeve for Nick Marinos in his starting 11 this evening. It is Lockie Peters in charge of proceedings here at Knights Stadium. All set to go to kick off round 2. 2 games taking place this evening in NPL Victoria. Good crowd in for the home opener for Melbourne Knights. It'll be Emmanuel Peters to kick things off here. We are underway at Knights Stadium. Owen Stokes feeding it out to McCurr. We've got two teams who are looking to score. As I said, neither team getting on the board last week. Melbourne Knights going down 1-0 at South Melbourne. A scoreless draw for Port Melbourne at home to St Albans, as Peters tried to thread one through. Fraser Dunlop was making the run. It will be Christian Bombachi to get things restarted here. Little ball in from Bombachi as well. And trying to load up from a long way. Edwards decided not to shoot in the end. It's cleared away. Comes back to Karmas for Port Melbourne. Another striking, mostly black kit for Port Melbourne. We saw their home kit with the half and half blue and red home kit last weekend. Now we've got mostly black one with a bit of red and blue as a sash for the away kit here this evening. They certainly looked the part, the Sharks, in season 2024. And we're going to see Tommy Wernzel here from the Altona man. We'll see Tommy Semi coming across from Paisley Park over the summer. Midfield ball reclaimed by Karmas. Sits and waits patiently. This is Baker. Stokes. The Irishman out of Christchurch. The crossing ball over onto the far side for Bombachi. Melbourne maintaining possession pretty well so far. Peters can't get past Steve White. Third had trouble feeding it through to Hall. And it's a Port Melbourne ball. Here is Karmas. Baker. A little touch there. Peters, but this one will ends up safely in the gloves of Chris Oldfield. Still going strong after all these years. Ilya Shalamanov-Trenkova will get his first touch of the evening. The Port Melbourne goal. Possession's given away by Baker. Here's Heidelberg United and Oakley. The other match was just kicked off at the Olympic Village. Here's White for Melbourne Knights. Carrigan. And Croft from Bentley in the off-season. As is the norm. Some new faces in these lineups, but particularly so for Port Melbourne. Of course, Adam Piddick leaving as well after that finals loss here to Melbourne Knights on a relatively cold August evening. Of course, taking up charge at Dandenong Thunder. A few former Thunder players in this Port Melbourne lineup, of course, Alex Baker being one of them. Edwards emerges. Outnumbered but working hard, Emmanuel Peters. He does well in the ends, and there's plenty of space in the middle here for Courtney Perkins. No trouble in the end, though, for Chris Oldfield. First corner of the evening is Daniel Edwards, who will send this in for Port Melbourne. Long shadows over Knight Stadium as day does turn to night here. Edwards with the corner ball. Underneath was Bombachi, but it's cleared away. Stokes retrieving for Port Melbourne. This is Fraser Dunlop. Shalamanov-Trenkova now. From last year in Bulgaria. It's Exlovec. It's going to come back to him now. First time ball not coming off, and Melbourne Knights retrieve. Hall for White. There's a couple of touches for Tommy Semi. Nothing eventuating though for Melbourne Knights. Shalamanov-Trenkova to send this ball skyward. Stokes getting the first touch. 50-50 ball once more, then Stokes sending it forward in hope. Courtney Perkins was coming from a fair way back. Oldfield under a small amount of pressure, sends it into the grandstand here. Throws intercepted, but danger not averted yet for Melbourne Knights. Pulled head for Darnell Barno, then got in the way of the clearance from Corey Sewell, and then falling over Steve White. And that's the first whistle we've heard from Lockie Keevers this evening. Here's Joey Frunich, as we mentioned off the top, no Ivan Frunich this evening for Melbourne Knights. Corey Sewell. White found himself surrounded there. Actually did well to just clear that ball out. Edwards. So good to see Players' names on the back of these Port Melbourne shirts. In City Life. I'd love to see that in NPL Victoria. McCurr had that ball elude him. It's Alex Baker getting back there. Happy to give away possession near midfield. Giselle Carrigan. White has his ball intercepted. Another look here perhaps for Port Melbourne. Jackson Courtney Perkins was the target of that ball. Instead, we're going to get another corner. It's already Port Melbourne's second of the evening. So second corner of the night here for Port Melbourne. It's going to come to Edwards. He couldn't fire away the shot. Nice block on the ball. On the follow-up was not far off at all. And we've got another corner. It's Owen Stokes now on this left side for Port Melbourne. They've started this game well. Chased down by Edwards. It's come back to Stokes just outside the area. Make his first touch, just lacking a little. And Courtney Perkins has to go back in. John Albano forcing another corner. It'll be Port Melbourne's fourth already. It's Owen Stokes once more for the Sharks. Oldfield coming out, took some contact, and Lockie Keevers blows the whistle. Port Melbourne pressing in these early exchanges at Knight Stadium. It was a dour affair against St Albans last weekend. And what was Nick Marinos' first game in charge. Of course, two new coaches out here in Surrey, replacing Ben Kahn, of course, here at Summer Street. Corey Sewell tripping on the ball, but had the time to recover. John Albano now. Has that ball gone out of play? It'll continue. McCurr got in his way. Now White. Some space on the other side as Giselle looks back inboard. White had Leach in his face. They do retrieve back in the end. Carrigan's ball here for Saul, well trapped. Outnumbered though, and the foul is given away by Edwards. Perfect setting here. An early season, Friday night up at Knight Stadium. You won't get much better than this season. Courtney Perkins has been busy so far. Tries to feed one through to Peters. He's well defended. Christian Bombashi will reclaim possession here for Port Melbourne. Leach going long. This is Ben Carrigan now for Melbourne Knights. Grunic for Albano, had trouble controlling it. Karmas. Now Baker. Karmas coming across from Moreland City in the off-season. Surprise survivor of the 2023 season. Still playing their trade in the top flight. Grunic, don't have to humiliate the two Grunic boys this evening. Just the one out there, Joe, no Ivan. There's Leach. Goes for Daniel Edwards. Some neat looking ball as well for Courtney Perkins. Has found himself in a dangerous situation or two so far. This one's going to fall over the head of Peters. It falls to Edwards. Another corner coming up. It was well manned by Mitch Hall. Now the fifth corner for Port Melbourne. They have started this game very well. A lot of attacking options in this starting 11 that Nick Marinos has rolled out this evening. A fifth corner already. Tommy Semi making his way up, hasn't had too many involvements so far. It's 4 against Stokes here. And some will see a throw. Saul with the interception. Albano. Nifty work around Leach. John Albano. Then around Karmas. Very well for Albano. Wasn't quite there in the end. Now Melbourne Knights get a corner of their own. Steve White is coming across. Most of the pitch now in shade here. John Albano just not able to get enough power on the ball. No issues for Ilya Shalamanov, Trenkova. Steve White gets a bit closer before sending it in. And the head up will go over the crossbar. Tommy Wendell. Nothing that was going to trouble the young Port Melbourne keeper. Shalamanov, Trenkova sending it skyward. Wendell tried to link up with his fellow Altona Magic signing and Tommy Semi. All working in tight quarters. Port had trouble to keep that ball alive. Knights have Peters right on his heels. It falls to Giselle. Carrigan with the long ball. Shalamanov Trenkova will collect it for Port Melbourne. McCurr. Karmas. Shalamanov, Trenkova now looking for Edwards. Doesn't get the purchase he would have liked though. Neither did Saul. It's going to fall back through to Steve White. Now Giselle. Going to make the move on Charlie Leach. Ends up with Carrigan. So a more positive couple of minutes for Ben Suri's men. Flag is up here. Port Melbourne really did get a jump on the Knights here in the first 10 to 12 minutes and included 5 corners. Nothing on target that really tested Chris Oldfield. Things have just levelled up a little bit in the last couple of minutes though. It's Karmas. McCurr. Baker. McCurr will retreat. Oh, great clearance by Shalamanov. Trenkova. It's Tommy Semi now. Can he get the shot away? Good save. Perhaps the shot a little too direct at Shalamanov. Trenkova for Tommy Semi's liking. That's the biggest chance yet so far. It was a better look than what John Albano had a couple minutes earlier. Port Melbourne ball now. Action at both ends here so far. Nearly midway through this first half at Knight Stadium. First time ball from Karmas. He now has to go for it once more here. John Albano breathing down his neck. Shalamanov, Trenkova. Ball nearly landing over the fence, much to the delight of the active supporters below us now. Broadcast position, one of the better ones in NPL Victoria up here in the media tower. Wernzel giving it away here. Now Courtney Perkins on the attack for Port Melbourne. Getting in Peter's way though was Carrigan. Looking for John Albano. Offside flag goes up for the second time on a Melbourne Knights attack this evening. Ball may have been impeded upon. It's up with John Albano anyway. Nice ball from Bramwell. Albano tried to go back to Bramwell, had lost his balance, and Port Melbourne get away with it. Owen Stokes now. Leach for Peters. Peters now cannot keep it in play as he tries to get around Carrigan. And the call is for a goal kick. Frunich. Now we're back with Shalamanov, Trenkova. Lull in proceedings here after pretty high tempo start to this one. teams perhaps just getting a bit of a breather. Hasn't been a hot day by any means here today in Melbourne. Rather pleasant at kickoff, perfect conditions here really. Good battle on the grounds, eventually won by Hall. Now it's John Albano. Tried to set something up with Hall, but he's going to run out of room now. He's back stay in. Bramwell didn't have the angle he wanted. Well, working in the phone box and nothing comes of it in the end for Melbourne Knights. It was both Mitch Hall and John Albano that scored in that 2-0 win for Melbourne Knights against Port Melbourne in the elimination final last season. Ends up being a bit of a dirty night for Port Melbourne. Chris Duggan being sent off in that particular affair. The 2 regular season wins were shared between these 2 last season. On both occasions it was the visiting team that got up. A 3-2 win for Knights at JL Murphy Reserve. And the return game here in the middle of June. Chris Duggan scored the one and only goal that night for Port Melbourne. Albano. Not much for Hall to do. That's a neat ball though for Tommy Semi. The flag is up. It didn't go into the back of the net anyway. Another offside flag counting against Melbourne Knights. Tommy Semi had made the run, but he was indeed offside. Tonight marks the beginning of a 4-game stretch of home games for Melbourne Knights. Avondale, St Albans and Dandenong City all coming to Summer Street in the next month of play. It was a heavy challenge, that one, and we may see potentially a card. Anthony Giselle has a few demonstrations as well. Lockie Peevers has to come in. We'll just have a few conversations, getting up limping Emmanuel Peters. Anthony Giselle gets called over. Or I guess what likely could be a yellow card. Peters not receiving any medical attention just yet. Could just be a caution. No yellow shown in the end. Anthony Giselle. Peters is back up on his feet. Limping slightly, but will look to make an impact on this particular free kick. Ball incoming from Owen Stokes. Falls past everyone in the end. Carrigan for Sewell. Here is Giselle, the man that gave away the foul. Just watch the JD. Brungic. Fighting with Anthony Dizelle, Albano. Scott tangled up with McCurr. Artificial light starting to take over here at Knight Stadium. Leach for Stokes. Attempted the long range ball for Dunlop. It didn't come off. Dunlop will get it back here though. And it's a neat ball for Peters just outside the box. Sends it in the first time ball. Not quite getting the connection he wanted there was Stokes. It's Edwards who goes again. Dunlop, he has some space. He completely mistimed the shot off the shin pad. Now for a goal kick. Falls to Edwards. Peters gets taken down by Frunich. Nothing to see here for Lockie Keevers. Now an opportunity for Stokes, but it was well offline. A corner will result. A sixth corner for Port Melbourne. I mentioned the conditions here. A little bit blustery. It has been a windy day in Melbourne today. It's actually become quite cool as the sun starts to fall behind the grandstand here. So it's corner number 6 for Port Melbourne. Thomas tries to make a play. Oldfield goes down again. Second time Chris Oldfield's being tangled up after a corner. This isn't the first time Chris Oldfield not happy. Emmanuel Peters involved in that conversation as well until Lockie Keevers told him to move along. Had a little bit to sort out so far. Lockie Keevers, our referee this evening. Oldfield to clear out. Header nearly actually came off the calmness in the direction of Peters. Still out of danger yet. Melbourne Knights ball. Somewhat rushed ball. Shalamanov, Trenkova found himself outside of the area and has to just nick the ball back into it to fall safely on. Johnny Albano was right there. Good poise in the end. Shalamanov, Trenkova. That ball falls nicely for Courtney Perkins. Carrigan was under pressure. Ends up falling back to Fraser Dunlop. No one there as he sends it in. Peters can't get good connection on that header. It's going to come to Edwards now. His eyes may have lit up for a moment. McCurr for Dunlop. It's been a bit of a threat on this right side. Dunlop takes another Melbourne Knights touch. And we have yet another Port Melbourne corner. Daniel Edwards keeps it shallow, easy to navigate for White. Another ball in. Courtney Perkins left it behind. Carnes tries to feed it through. It took a deflection, and the visitors lead. Manon Karmas, his first goal for Port Melbourne. A deserved lead for the Sharks here at Summer Street. Not much Chris Oldfield could do after the deflection. They've been pressing for the vast majority of this first half so far. Just after a half hour of play, it is Port Melbourne 1, Melbourne Knights 0. We did mention both regular season results last year falling the way of the visitors. And it's the visiting Sharks who get first blood here. Manon Karmas, the scorer. How did Ben Suri's men react? Pumping the legs is Corey Saul. His fellow number 4 and recent scorer in his face, and he did run out of room eventually, trying to get that cross in. Well, it was a summer of upheaval for Port Melbourne. The coach leaving, a number of key players leaving, a very new-look squad. Scoreless draw to start the season at home. And now they lead against a fellow 2023 finalist. It's Edwards again. Stokes going back to Karmas. McCurr for Dunlop. First touch just opened the door up a little bit there for his opponent. And the Knights do win it back. Giselle with the first time ball out toward Bramwell. Tommy Semi waiting in the area. Bramwell does get the ball through. But the first man there is Bombashi. Wenzel for Hall. Incoming for Bramwell. And all the way back to Joey Frontage. So, Melbourne Knights on the back foot here. Manon Karmas, the scorer in the 34th minute. We did see a couple of chances go begging from Melbourne Knights, John Albano and then Tommy Semi. Two chances that perhaps they could have done more with. It's Corey Saul at the moment for Albano. It's a lovely first touch. The second one, as he runs into Karmas right in front of Lockie Peters. Albano took some contact from Karmas and play will stop now. Lockie Keepers was right there on the scene. He did not blow the whistle. It has been John Albano doing normal John Albano things on that right side for Melbourne Knights so far this evening. Karmas knew the threat. Albano gets up on his feet now. All will be okay for him. The throw will belong to Melbourne Knights. And Bramwell does give it back, so Ilya Shalamanov Trankoba has had to make a save already. Stokes for Courtney Perkins, ball sent skyward by Frunich. Sun's now just about set now here at Knights Stadium. The main lighting not actually on yet here. Will definitely come into play in the second half, you would think. Corey Saul. First ball blocked, second ball sent forward. Only as far as Baker though.
Get the fuck up!
As Leach getting tangled up, ends up with Baker now at the back for Port Melbourne. Mbashi with the captain's armband this evening. So Frunich has it for Port Melbourne. Semi trying to inject himself into proceedings closer to midfield. And he does win a free kick here. So here's a chance now for Melbourne Knights as they look for the equaliser. Result to take the free kick. Doesn't fall anywhere near a red shirt. And out safely for Port Melbourne. Temperature has dropped a bit here. We're currently sitting on 20 degrees in Melbourne's north. Peters, and then Leach. Not much room for them. McCurmaker to Baker. A high ball for Fraser Dunlop. If he can keep it in play, he cannot. Another corner coming up for Melbourne Knights. Again, it'll be Anthony Giselle to whip this ball in for the hosts. Looking to square the game here. Dunlop's ball doesn't go far. John Albano took the Port Melbourne touch. Wendell. Hall with Dunlop right by his side. Giselle. Now Carrigan. The left foot ball for Bramwell. Not bad effort at all. And not far off for Kieran Bramwell. Clean possession all rounds, and Bramwell just couldn't get the angle right on the header. Stokes winning the ball in the air and has gone down immediately after. Lockie Kivas has stopped play straight away, taking all precautions necessary in a situation like this. Here's Owen Stokes, who requires the medical attention here. A number of players on both sides come toward their benches for a quick refreshment. Owen Stokes, good to see he's back up on his feet now. Lockie Keepers was wasting no time after he's fell to his knees, and he'll now be assessed. This is happening right at the end of regulation here. 3 minutes will be added on. In the first half that Port Melbourne have rather enjoyed. They'll finish it with just 10 men out there. It's Tommy Semi. Can Melbourne Knights make the most of it? While they have that advantage, it's John Albano, Wurzel, Giselle, Frunic going back to Carrigan. John Albano. His chance to shoot, close up on him quickly. Hall. Using up a bit more time than perhaps he had. Flashed out wide toward Corey Saul. Now it's Semi. Semi working on Karmas, has done well. Flicks back and not finished in the end by Bramwell, but we have got another corner. Melbourne Knights have been lifting since conceding the lead. We'll get another look at a corner here. Just came unstuck for Steve White, and an easy takeaway in the end for Emmanuel Peters. The run being made by Fraser Dunlop now on the left side. Not much ahead of him. Dunlop can shoot if he wants. He does! And it's not all that too far above the crossbar. Aims for the top right corner. And slightly too much touch on it. The final couple of exchanges in this first half. Manon Karmas, the lone scorer so far. Can John Albano do anything about that? Just getting an important touch. Shalamanov, Trenkova. Saul now trying to make something happen. White's ball is okay for John Albano, just too much on it. And that is half-time at Knights Stadium. And it's Port Melbourne who have come in and taken a lead against the hosting Melbourne Knights. It was in the 34th minute. Aman Homkanis with the goal. And at half-time, Melbourne Knights 0, Port Melbourne 1. Welcome back to Knights Stadium. And it's Port Melbourne who took the lead in the first half. Come on home, Carmus, in the 34th minute. That's your difference here at Summer Street. Day has indeed turned tonight at Knights Stadium. Lights are on, and the second half is underway. One of two opening games in round two. Of course, there is a third one that kicked off not long after the first two this evening. Melbourne City and Altona. As well as Heidelberg United and Oakley kicking off at the same time as this one. This is John Albano. Now working on this left side for Melbourne Knights. Weiss went to the voice of Dizelle. Out to Saul. Possession's given up here. Emmanuel Peters wasn't expecting it perhaps. Sent the ball out toward the half-time substitute in Lucas Burns. He's the one that has come on for Owen Stokes. And the Western United man, Lucas Burns, the half-time sub. Dizelle at midfield. Long Ranger couldn't quite get it through to John Albano. This is McCurr. And Dunlop. Patience as he's surrounded by Melbourne Knights defenders and couldn't do much with it in the end. It's 1-1 between Heidelberg United and Oakley. It was 1-0 at half-time, so we've just had an opening minute goal in the second half there at Olympic Village. And right now, at half-time, a 1-0 lead for Dandy City over Altona Magic. Wenzel. Carrigan. Branic. Saul. Doesn't bounce Bramwell's way. Facing back is Leach. Here is your goal scorer from the first half. Carmus who sends a long one for Burns, and the flag does eventually go up. He was looking over toward the assistant referee. Now smelling his fate, Tom Elliott, Jock Quartermain patrolling the sidelines this evening. Goal for Joshua Pinn in that game at Olympic Village to equalise for Heidelberg United. Peters is onside here for Port Melbourne. Emmanuel Peters. The wall's closed in on him. Still alive here though for Port Melbourne, then cleared away. For Wenzel. Carrigan. Saw Albano out in some space, Bombachi closed in. Albano doing battle. McCurr. White. Now Dizelle. First time ball from Saul. This is Tommy Semi. Had a couple of looks in the first half. Tommy Semi gets taken down in the box. He'll have to settle for a corner. Wernzel waiting at the back, and a lucky glove for Shalamanov. Trenkova. It's been called upon a couple of times. Great reflexes of young Ilya. Another corner. Steve White with the ball in. Waiting at the back was Albano. No, sorry, it was Wernzel. Remains 1-0 at Knight Stadium. Wendell's ball out towards Semi. McCurr gets Boots' ball. Still in midfield here. Leach tracking it back and sending it toward Birds. Got tripped up by Giselle. Didn't see any bookings in the first half from Lockie Keepers. There was one foul in particular committed by Anthony Giselle where we thought maybe we'd see some yellow, but instead just a stern talking to for the Knights number 6. Burns came on at half-time, placing Owen Stokes. Now the ball in from Dunlop. It's not a bad one for Edwards. Didn't trap it well though. Couldn't control it. Semi. Around one. Tommy Semi. Advancing beyond halfway. Still with Tommy Semi. Carly Leach gets in his way ultimately. Shalamanov, Trenkova. Here's Giselle. Wendell. Closing in was Burns. Wendell maintains possession. Frunage to Sewell. Still sitting at around 20 degrees here. That's cooled down considerably. We were in daylight in the first half. A spare ball available for Tommy Wernzel. Had some weights. Whites for Frunage. There's Joe Frunage out there tonight. No, Ivan Frunage, of course. Suffering an injury last week at South Melbourne. Handball. coming back for Melbourne Knights. He finished the first half well after conceding in the 34th minute. But Melbourne have come out strong though. Perhaps a few stern words from Nick Marinos with how they did end the first half. Falling over was Wernzel. Burns with some extra fresh legs. Owen Stokes with what did appear to be perhaps a concussion issue at the end of the first half. Making way for Burns. Right now, Sean Albano. Leach did well. Regained by White. Saul quickly trying to set something up for Tommy Semi. Edwards accompanying him. It's still with Tommy Semi. Back towards Moore. He can't get the shot away. Nice ball from Saul to Zell. Edwards defending. Saul was keen to release, gave away possession. He's come back in here to try to make amends. Instead, he gives away the foul. Good atmosphere here at Knights Stadium, home opener for Melbourne Knights after going down to South Melbourne last weekend. Still waiting for their first goal of the season. Oldfield to clear out. Christian Bombaci. Melbourne Knights ball once more. White. Giselle. Carrigan. Did fall all the way through to Corey Saul. His ball was blocked initially, and it is turned over in the end. It's Birds feeding back toward Courtney Perkins. The first time cross, Fraser Dunlop waits Wernzel in front of him. Baker. Karmas. Alex Baker. Bombaci. Solomonov, Trent Kover will clear out. McCurr emerges, has some space. It's McCurr. That's a goal! It's 2-0! It's a beautiful finish! He returned to Port Melbourne over the summer, and in his second appearance back for the Sharks, he doubles their lead at Summer Street. A lovely finish by McCurr. It is 2-0. And some big headaches now for Ben Suri. Just inside the hour mark, McCurr doubles the Port Melbourne lead. Not exactly what we were expecting coming into Knight Stadium this evening. And here he is, McCurr. The other goal scorer in Karma, sculling all the way back to Shalamanov Trenkova. Somewhat dangerous situation, this one for Franjic. Oldfield just gets there. Here's Emmanuel Peters. In that foot race against Joey Franjic. Melbourne Knights survive, but backs are against the wall here. 2/3 in, and they're down by 2 goals. Saul against Edwards. And the McCurr goal sees Ben Siri make a change here. That's an attacking one. Same for Dean Starkey. For Anthony Giselle. Starkey entering the fray here. And Siri in a situation where he has to chase the game. That's Lord Bramwell. McCurr. Slightly too heavy a ball for Fraser Dunlop. So a league double here. We've seen one double at Dandenong City. Now 2-0. Dandenong City over Altona. 3 live games taking place on this second Friday night of the season. White was just being harassed there. The foul was given away by Peters in the end. Bit of a frustrating night for Emmanuel Peters so far. Ultimately, White might see his side up by 2-0. Not much of it has involved him up front so far. Baker forced to send one flying into that third bay of the grandstand. This is Wendell. White nearly not getting to that ball. Could come under a little bit of pressure from Courtney Perkins. This is John Albano. The Knights are looking for the quick response. Wendell. The long ranger from Corey Saul. Ilya Shalamanov Trenkova falls over the top of it. The ball in just bouncing away from Saki. Bombashi doesn't get it through to Peters. Saki, Oldfield, awkward ball for him. McCurr. Edwards doesn't get past Wendell. And he doesn't get past McCurr. Port Melbourne looking for revenge after having their season ended by Melbourne Knights 6 months ago. Tommy Semi looking to set something up, but he can't. And it's Leach who goes forward in the direction of Peters. It's the elimination final last year. It's a 2-0 win for Melbourne Knights. Mitchell John Albano scoring to advance into the next round. It was Adam Piddick's last game in charge here of the Sharks. Now, of course, taking charge of, hands it on Thunder. Edwards with the ball in. Dunlop, did he think about blazing away? Instead, it's going to be Leach. Not quite on target.
Go Sharks!
Chance here for Courtney Perkins. Takes the Melbourne Knights touch. Another corner for Port Melbourne. They had a lot in the first half. Daniel Edwards in no rush to go and retrieve the ball and send it in. Coming on Karmas and McCurr, your scorers here. Just before the hour mark, it was McCurr doubling the lead. Burns. Courtney Perkins. Shallow ball, easily dealt with. Now Albano. Run being made by Saki. Ball left it behind. Dunlop against Albano, wins out Peters with the first time ball. Courtney Perkins in a bit of space at midfield. Karmas does find Peters, lost his man in Frunich. Frunich was quick to get back up on his feet though, Saul retrieving. Edwards gets it back from Peters. Leach, some space now on this right side for Dunlop. Edwards might have a chance here. The pressure came quickly. Another corner forced by Melbourne Knights. Daniel Edwards corner toward the back post. And well, some rather blatant time wasting. Just want to pick who exactly that was. It was Christian Bombashi. Slightly cheeky from the Port Melbourne defender. Here's Tommy Semi. It's been held pretty well so far. A lot of ball coming his way on that right side. He did have a pretty good look in the first half. A shot that would have put Melbourne Knights ahead. But he not sent it straight into the gloves of Ilya Shalamalov-Trenkova. The advantage is taken here. There's a chance here for Port Melbourne to go 3-0 up, and they will! And it's Burns! What is happening at Knights Stadium? Lucas Burns adds a third goal to Port Melbourne's tally this evening. And it's unravelling for Melbourne Knights. Moves over to Port Melbourne from Western United in the off-season. He scores his first goal for Port Melbourne. They now have 3 goals and they're well on their way to 3 points. A hard one to take for Melbourne Knights because play did seemingly stop. Burns took advantage of that momentary lapse. And now it's an awfully difficult task for Melbourne Knights from here. They've got the spring in their step as well at the moment. Leach was making life awfully hard there for Steve White. Heading for the thoughts of Ben Siri right now. Just finished talking about the fact that Tommy Semi nearly put Melbourne Knights up 1-0 in the first half hour of this game. Port Melbourne have led since the 34th minute. McKer, scorer of the second goal, goes down. And a free kick in a dangerous spot for the Sharks once more. Burns and Edwards assess the options. A 4-man wall for Melbourne Knights. It will be Burns. Straight into the waiting Chris Oldfield's gloves. Saki hasn't had much of a chance to make an impact since coming on. This is Sewell. Semi. First high ball for Bradwell. Baker just gets a boot in. It fell to Wurzel. His ball is blocked by McKer, doing it at both ends. White, it's a neat ball for Saki. Chipping ball for Semi, does well. Tommy Semi, can he get one back? Cuts it back. Corey Sewell missing the ball on the follow-up. It's Mitch Hall, the man who scored in that final last year. Makes it 3-1 at Knights Stadium and a pulse for the hosts. That's Melbourne Knights' first goal of the season. He in fact scored twice last season against Port Melbourne, did Mitch Hall. And he keeps his side in it. Only 4 minutes after they went down 3-0. Here's John Albano. Gets the shove from Emmanuel Peters. Mentions his frustrations tonight. And now there's a hell of a lot more urgency out there for the men in red. Saul miscommunicating with Tommy Semi, who was instrumental in setting up that goal. Ilya Shalamanov Trenkova will have a goal kick. Still plenty of time. Job not done yet for the Sharks. Semi's gone down just behind play here. Dangerous ball. Courtney Perkins forcing Oldfield out of his area. Semi's back up on his feet. Melbourne Knights live to survive another day. Franjic was under pressure, giving away possession. We haven't seen another substitution since Saki replaced Dazelle. We've got an injured Shark here. I actually do wonder if that is Lucas Burns, who did come on at half-time. We may be about to see a change from Nick Marinos here. Andrew Messarini is being prepared. Can confirm it is Burns. As he limps off, we're going to see a change for Melbourne Knights as well. Burns off, Messarini on. Short shift, unfortunately for Lucas Burns, having only come on at half-time. And the other change is Tommy Wernzel making way for Jack Morton. A bit of a break in play. I wonder if that'll perhaps serve Port Melbourne a little more after conceding. It's Melbourne Knights who need to get on the move now. Well, down 3-0 only for 3 minutes. They still have 2 more to go to bring it level. Long range ball for Bramwell. Bombachi did well in the air. Carrigan combining with Saul. White. Saul. Saki. And now Albano. Saki back toward Albano. Neat touch, but surrounded by one too many Sharks in the end. Dunlop forcing the error. Ben Carrigan. Saki. Albano. Does get around Bombachi. Saki was there to help. Bombachi will clear out for Port Melbourne. Nasserini, his first touch since coming on. Peters for Edwards. Port Melbourne just trying to re-establish some control here after conceding that goal to Mitch Hall. Frunich regains for Melbourne Knights, and now Tommy Semi can make yet another run on that right side, just behind Hall though. Ball was pinballing around. Leach has gone down. We are going to get a Melbourne Knights corner, and not before Charlie Leach potentially gets some medical attention. It was 1-0 at half-time. Amanon Karmas, a one and only goal in the first period. McCurr right before the hour mark then doubled that lead for Port Melbourne. Lucas Burns, who was a half-time substitute for Owen Stokes, what we believe is a concussion concern, made it 3-0 in the 71st minute. He's now been subbed out of the game. 4 minutes after his goal, Mitch Hall made it 3-1. Inside the final 10 of regulation. And the Knights still have work to do. Carrigan, Albano, the through ball not connecting with Kieran Bramwell. McCurr does well, Karmas clears out. Another change being readied by Nick Marinos. Charlie Leach still not returned to play after going down before the corner. Doesn't yet look like it will be Leach that is being replaced. He is back out there now as we have a look at Courtney Perkins getting to work, but without defending, we'll see Port Melbourne have to settle for another corner. The clock fast becoming a growing issue for Ben Suri's men. Another corner to be taken by Daniel Edwards. Nearly fell to the feet of Christian Bombachi. Fraser Dunlop from long range, it goes off the crossbar. Frunich there. Dunlop nearly scoring a stunner. That would have been quite the way to cap this one off for Port Melbourne. But Melbourne Knights live on. Another change coming for Melbourne Knights shortly. Here's Dunlop again. In his way was White. Quickly out toward Albano. It's John Albano. Bombachi working on him. Albano does get the ball in, but Edwards waiting at the back. Perhaps some perceived pressure. Just belted it into the grandstand. Knights pressing once more. Hall. McCurr clears out. Carrigan chasing his ball down. Frunich. Hall. Semi. Fell behind Saki. Courtney Perkins. Got fouled. According to Lockie Keevers. Another change for Melbourne Knights now. Johnny Marbach, who's going to replace Kieran Brownwell. Frustrating night for Brownwell. Marbach be a catalyst for the home team here. Looks like the next change will come from Nick Marinos. Lockie Keevers is just allowing a bit of time for that second change to be made. Emmanuel Peters does make his way off. It's been a frustrating night for him. So two strikers who haven't been able to have a major impact on this game. Now out of this game. Daniel Cutler, the man coming on for Port Melbourne. And what do you know? They have yet another corner. This is where we'll see the Sharks eat up as much of the clock as they can. Courtney Perkins at the back. And the long ranger again, not that far off. This surrounding. A lot of balls either hitting or just going over the crossbar for Port Melbourne this evening. They've most certainly had a lot more chances than what Melbourne Knights have had. The one goal that they do have to their name, Melbourne Knights, which ball is just there. Right place, right time, tucked it in. Comes out to Saki. Another chance here for Melbourne Knights. Saki! Ilya Shalamanov, Trent Kover. Didn't have all that much to worry about in the end. It was off target. He himself has had some good moments this evening. Inside the final 90 seconds of regulation. Probably will get at least 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this one. We'll see 3 minutes added to the end of the first half. We've had a few more disruptions in this second period. Final minute of regulation. Time running out for Melbourne Knights. Karmas into the night sky. White. Norton. Frunich. Oldfield with the low clearance. This is Fraser Dunlop. Dunlop's ball. It's a dangerous situation again for Melbourne Knights. Courtney Perkins could not capitalise. Albano in a hurry. Courtney Perkins working hard here to win it back for Port Melbourne. Did so with the assistance of Daniel Edwards. Cutler can't control it. The 90 minutes are up. No indication yet of how long we have left in this one. Fourth official has not confirmed it just yet. Albano on the left side. Left football in. There's Maybach waiting out the back. Tommy Semi gets it back from Hall. 5 minutes confirmed now of stoppage time. And a Melbourne Knights corner. Some more cramp here. I think that again might be Charlie Leach. There's another change coming here for Port Melbourne. Charlie Leach is going to be subbed out here for Dane Milovanovic. Rocky Keepers will be doing whatever he can. Try to get this substitution done sooner than later. Certainly that will be the plan for Melbourne Knights. As Leach makes his way off now. Milovanovic will come on to replace him. We may just get more than the initial 5 minutes allotted. So corner kick here for Melbourne Knights. They simply must score. Ball incoming. It nearly fell to Semi. Another corner. There's Milovanovic getting a touch straight away. Corner number 2 here. Over the head of Karmas, cleared out by Milovanovic once more. They need a miracle, Melbourne Knights. This is Morton. Saki. Franic. Carrigan. Hopes are fading now for Melbourne Knights. Carrigan. It goes past White. Is there a chance here for Messarouni? It's played all the way back to Oldfield. Salt. Marchi getting in the way. Ending up in the fence there was Alex Baker for Port Melbourne. Here's Corey Salt. Desperation time for Melbourne Knights. Save for Dean Saki. Morton has to backtrack. White's been busy all night. There is a handball call here. That may snuff out the one last remaining chance Melbourne Knights had this evening. Keepers wasn't ready for play to resume. So to go tell Melbourne Knights ball boys to get back in their position. They've been an excited bunch at times this evening. It won't be the result they were looking for. Port Melbourne on the verge of their first win of the season. They'll be hosting Melbourne City in 8 days' time on the road to Hume City and Manningham United and Heidelberg United. And the upcoming fixtures for who are going to be the victorious Port Melbourne Sharks this evening. Melbourne Knights, 3 more home games to come. It won't get much harder than Avondale here this time next week. St Albans and Dandenong City. And their next away game will be at Melbourne City. There's a man on Palmas in the 34th minute. Before the lead was doubled by McCurr with a lovely strike just on the hour mark. Lucas Burns made it 3-0 before being subbed out. There are high fives and handshakes on the Port Melbourne bench. Nick Marinos about to get his first win at this level. So that's how we got to 3-0. And then 4 minutes after the Burns goal, Mitch Hall with the one and only score for Melbourne Knights this evening. A flat start to the season for Melbourne Knights. It'll be back-to-back defeats. Courtney Perkins was thinking about some time-wasting antics. Knights having none of it though. Dunlop out back toward Courtney Perkins, and that's it. A 3-1 win for Port Melbourne. They get their first win of the new season. And for Melbourne Knights, it is back-to-back defeats to start their new reign under Ben Siri. Disappointing evening for Melbourne Knights, but it's all about Port Melbourne. Carmus, McCurr, and Burns, your scorers for the victorious Port Melbourne Sharks this evening. Mitch Hall, the scorer for Melbourne Knights. And a big win. And the first win at this level for Nick Marinos. That's us done here at Knights Stadium. Melbourne Knights 1, Port Melbourne 3.